mystery coming about. You're never sure just where it's gonna stay. You suffer through lingering doubt. You wish someone would spell it out, but things don't work that way. There's so much going on. Faces in the crowd belong to a team on which you love to play. You're hoping for some permanence, but there really is no place for this. Your tattoos, they're gonna fade. They're gonna fade. They're gonna fade. They're gonna and puddles around our legs, it hardens. It catches us the quick. You're putting a lot of importance in something you're really just playing a part in. You should take what action you can get. What you show you're covered in stone. On your flesh, you do better living more and commemorating less. There's much I don't want to remember. There's nothing how which lasts forever. Your tattoos, they're gonna fade. Everything counts, and I'd never be so subtle. It's a wrap that's on my sleeve. Later, I wish all could change it when I was ready to leave. There's much I don't want to remember. There's nothing I wish lasts forever. Let me put it another way. I'm only hoping for some permanence, but there really is no truth to this. Your tattoos, they're gonna fade.
Hey everybody, it's me, Laura Jane Grace, and this is my friend Toby, but Toby's been here before.
I'm a guest, and it's good to be back, and I like that music we were hearing, but this is tell us more.
Okay.
I don't know.
I wanted to do like a special World Inferno Friendship Society set today for my friend Jack Terricloth, who sang in World Inferno, who passed away recently. And so I want to break from the norm of what we usually do on this show in that usually it's nothing pre-2020. So I want to play a bunch of World Inferno stuff, but then we'll also play a bunch of other new stuff. And I've set Toby that challenge as well of playing nothing but new stuff.
Difficult challenge, but the World Inferno stuff is going to be nice to sprinkle it in there. I know you got some cool tales to tell, too. That's fun.
Well, with that being said, I do feel like we should give a little bit of our backstory, just of context of like why the hell you're here with me, other than, you know, it's lonely here. I mean, Trashman Gary is company, but so Toby was.
Gary's not much for conversation, but he's a looker. Go on.
Okay, Toby was the reason Against Me signed to Fat Records. Toby was essentially our A&R person when we signed to Fat Records. And now
I'm giving the I would give Against Me partial credit in some of Against Me's success. However, if you want to bestow upon me the trophy or whatever for why the band is shot to the top, sure, I'll take it. Yes, go on.
And then also, when Against Me was first approached by major labels, Toby was our first lawyer, even though he has no actual law degree.
I got into law school. You didn't know that. I got into law school and chose instead this path of punk and depravity that led us here with Gary. But yes, go on.
Okay, so there's the context. And now Toby lives here in Chicago, and Toby also runs a record label called Red Scare that is very rad. And I think I even have something from your label that I was planning on playing. I don't know if you were planning on self-promoting. But we'll get back to that real quick. Just want to go back to the World Inferno Friendship Society. If you all aren't familiar with their music, World Inferno Friendship Society, we're a band from New York area, New Jersey. And Jack, the singer, had been in a couple other bands. Most notably, he was in a band called Sticks and Stones. So my first introduction to Jack's music was through the Bouncing Souls, actually. The Bouncing Souls song, The Ballad of Johnny X, was about the guitar player from Sticks and Stones.
I did not know that.
So years later, grew up a fan of the Bouncing Souls, got into Sticks and Stones when I was like 18 through my girlfriend at the time. Then flash forward a couple years later, my band Against Me played with the World Inferno Friendship Society at the Skate and Surf Festival in New Jersey. This was in the convention hall there. Now, so we played on the day following the World Inferno, but went to see them play, and we're hanging out with them all before the set. So the band before them, who I forget, they went on late, right? So World Inferno then went on late. They start their set. They get 3 or 4 songs into it. We're standing on stage with them. Someone comes over and starts telling Jack something, and it's apparent that Jack isn't having it. They're telling him he has to cut the set early because Snapcase, who's going on immediately after, are insisting they still keep their 11 p.m. set time, whatever it was, right? So a fight erupts. I don't remember who hit who, but a full-on fist fight erupted on stage. And like in that instant, I knew 100% without a doubt that I was on Jack's side and I was on the World Inferno Friendship Society side.
You didn't even know them and you were already fighting on their behalf.
Yeah, I was like, fuck Snapcase. That's the team I'm on.
I have no grievance with Snapcase. However, seeing this play out, and if you're on a festival and somebody is getting boned like that, clearly you're... But it bears mentioning, Against Me, Brawlers. As a band collectively, doesn't take a whole lot back in those days to get Against Me to fight. But in this case, you were on the side of justice.
Yes. But also, that being said, like, we would never win in a fight, all right?
Okay.
I may have been quick to fight, but I most certainly never would have won. But okay, so here's the thing that ties you into this back then.
Interesting.
So this was all 2002, 2003, right?
Yeah.
That was when we were signing to Fat. So we went on tour out to California before the Skate and Surf Festival. When we met up with you in California, it was it wasn't the first time we played Gilman, but we were playing Gilman.
Right.
Going into the show in Gilman, somehow World Inferno Friendship Society got brought up. And whoever we were with was like, I think it was you even, were like, yo, I heard the girl in that band pulled a switchblade on someone. And so there was the mystique around World Inferno of like,
cool
whoa.
rumor to spread. If I did it, I'll, yeah.
Yeah, and when you thought about it then further, I was like, well, someone was probably fucking with her. And she was like, you know what? Fuck you. And pulled out a switchblade. It was Semra, I believe, and truly badass. So anyways, that is the long-term connection.
I love it.
That this all happened.
I love it. Switchblade rumors, we're off to a banging start here. I will say I know little of Sticks and Stones because it's New York hardcore. I'm a West Coast person, and it's a little... I like it, I appreciate it, but it's definitely out of my orbit a little bit. But to see a band, Jack, being the front person of Sticks and Stones, and then to transition into something like World Inferno Friendship Society, these transitions are usually not very successful, if you follow what I'm saying. To go from a New York hardcore band to a very, like, stylized...
Cabaret?
Yes, I mean, like... songs about the Weimar Republic or whatever is going on. It's truly and literally and figuratively a circus. And You don't see artists do that tastefully very often. So hats off to Jack for pulling that off.
Yeah, I didn't know who fucking Peter Lorre was until
Right, yeah.
I heard about Jack singing about them. But so I'm going to play another World Inferno song for you all. This is one of my favorite. And then Toby and I will just trade off songs and keep playing more World Inferno songs, and we'll talk some shit too. So here we go. This is Just the Best Party. Okay, so that was the World Inferno Friendship Society with Just the Best Party. If anyone's late tuning in, doing a special World Inferno Friendship Society tribute set, as well as this other new stuff. But so Toby and I were just talking while that song was playing, and Toby was telling me about the time that he was wanted by the FBI. So we don't have to get into that fully.
Rather not, yeah.
But it made me think of the famous story that was part of Jack's mystique, similar to talking about, how my first hearing about World Inferno was how Semra pulled a switchblade on somebody. But so Jack, apparently, when I believe he was still in high school, threatened to assassinate, I think it was Reagan. So called from his school, called in and said, I'm going to kill the president, I'm going to kill the president. And then later got busted for it, and then years later it would go on to haunt him, where the Secret Service would check into him anytime the president was coming to town.
Any president, yeah. And I think this was in the New York Times obit or something. One of the somebody had a really legitimate obituary about him, and I did not know that. And I didn't know that if you threaten the president's life, or I don't think you should do that in any case, but I didn't know if you did it, it'd follow you around forever. But it makes sense, I guess.
Right, yeah. But we were talking about moral of the story is never talk to the FBI.
Yeah, in case you were wondering, don't talk to the FBI ever. They can get you to do weird stuff.
Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna play one more World Inferno song, and then
it.
let you play a song after that.
You think?
I think so.
All right.
down the streets, got looked back at me and said, "There's another bizarre and thankless situation you got us in. Well, like you never been a fight before, like you never caused a scene. Anyway, shut up, Scott and Ivan, we're really here, and this ain't the worst we've seen. We've been through a worst of this, we will live to laugh at this, just shut up and keep running. What did you say to make that guy so angry?" Scott smiles, I bust through a restaurant to their kitchen back door. The cooks look up a style and I trip across the floor. You still thinking of this guy? Give me a taught me the goddamn trick. Outside the restaurant, we're sizing up the fence. Am I gonna get over that thing? I will do a worst of this, and I will live to laugh my pills. I'm sick of it. Stop running. Jumping roof, the roof is scary. Sick of it, scary. Sometimes when sometimes my jaw needs rising, I do the things that I find. Then there'll be about much too many. Do you? I'm gonna make some of those leaps. I chest her up with a figure of window waves. I say, hi, there's got to be some smarter way of dealing with all these creeps. Got furrows his brow, presses his lips and says, there has never been a time when waves has not won over from, and we will live to see the dawn. It's got to still not feel it. We all do what we can when we can, please.
Get home safely.
Always do.
Miss you, bastard.
Always do.
Get home
Were you doing a fade there? Was that a fade?
I want to look like I'm like a real DJ as opposed to just pressing play on Spotify.
Yeah. I mean, there's you got your pit bulls and your Paris Hiltons, and then you've got us. That was more World Inferno Friendship Society, correct?
That was the Dooms with
Oh,
Caught, but
see?
before that was me versus the Angry Mob with World Inferno Friendship Society.
It was good we had this discussion. So now we've entered the part where I knew you inviting me here was a bit of a trap, and I'm fine. I'm not afraid of, like Han Solo willingly goes into traps, right?
Okay.
I'll go into a trap. But this is some 2020 music. Actually, this is 2021. Our friend Lauren Warriors hit me up, and they asked for my address to send me a zine magazine. This is a magazine. This magazine is called, and it's very on brand for you, I'm allowed to think Chicago-style pizza is terrible. We're not going to get into that, but turns out none of this shit is about pizza. It's just a cool...
straight up about Chicago. No.
Yeah, it's a song, it's a flexi song, which we'll see if it plays. If not, you're going to have to come in with some jams.
I'll use the fader.
But yeah, this is a nice zine. If you want to know more about Warriors, you probably already do because it's a pretty good band. I've done a little touring with Warriors.
I've toured with Warriors, and I also produced their album Ordinary Life.
Okay.
I love Warriors, and I respect anyone who made a zine during quarantine.
Yeah. I mean, I think probably a lot of people made zines in the quarantine. According to this, I'm an artist and musician currently living and working in L.A. With 2 weird terriers. My visual art focus on the remaining reimagining of women, non-binary queer folks in their domestic spaces. I'm also the songwriter of the band Warriors. That comes with, there's other content here too. Here's the flexi single. And you really roll the dice with these flexis, but here we go. Here goes nothing. Music. It's working.
Just let me have the fun that I want. Just let me have the fun that I want. On the balcony of the Empress Hotel, throw me into the seaside wind. Remember post-war boardwalk queers and racers, splinter salt and sand. If it's a party after, you won't always get that from me. I'm perfectly happy to lay in the sun and a master of leaning against things. Just let me have the fun that I want. Just let me have the fun that I want. Such a comfortable feeling. Stumble down the hallways just above a disco beat. I just came here looking for family. Blame it on the queens that told me stories. Elbows on the railings, more my speed than battling the stuff go on without me. If it's a party after, you won't always get that from me. I'm perfectly happy to lay in the sun and a master of leaning against things. Just let me have the fun that I want. Just let me have the fun that I want. I'm just treading water. Sometimes standing still just gets me farther. If it's a party you're after, You won't always get that from me. I'm perfectly happy to lay in the sun, and a master leaning against things. Just let me have the fun that I want. Just let me have the fun that I want. Just let me have the fun that I want. Just let me have the fun that I want.
Never thought of making a plan, just made the most of my station. Never made a plan at all, about factions and divisions. Some seek complacency, some seek division. Navigating a day it always is things my contrition. For it all, for it all. I beg your pardon, not at all. For it all, I beg your pardon, not at all. Expectations have no currency. Just place that into motion. Hesitation, let it stay. Just place that into motion. No contempt in making a plan, just make the most of my station. Never made a plan at all, about factions and divisions. Some seek complacency, some seek division. Navigating a day it always is things my contrition. For it all, for it all. I beg your pardon, not at all. For it all, I beg your pardon, not at all. Expectations have no currency. Just place that into motion. Hesitation, let it stay. Just place that into motion. Expectations have no currency. Just place that into motion. Hesitation, let it stay. Just place that into motion.
Blackout on a weekday. Is there something that I'm trying to avoid? Start asking for forgiveness in advance. All the future things I will destroy. That way I can ruin everything. When I do, you don't get to act surprised. When it finally gets to be too much, I always told you you could
So that was Julian Baker here on, what do we say, Vans Channel 66?
I guess, yeah. The show doesn't have a name otherwise.
Oh.
It can have one if someone would give it one. I'm open to
It's
suggestion.
like the never-ending story. It just needs a name. You're familiar with the never-ending story?
I've seen it, yeah.
Okay.
A couple times.
Okay, that was...
Artax, right?
Yeah, the princess just needed a name. So the show needs a name. I wanted to inject I don't have many anecdotes about Jack Terricloth, but I remember one time in the Bay, they had just got back from did a show in Reno, and or whatever it was. I haven't seen the band on stage many times, but he was just putting the promoter on blast, and the promoter had done them dirty, and it was just like there's certain people that you don't want to have a microphone while they're blasting you. And Jack is like one of those people, and it was well warranted too. I know the promoter by name, and I say his quotes in my head a lot. I'm not going to repeat them because we don't need to bring up any names. But it was just great. Every once in a while, you see some of that punk justice happen on stage where the promoter gets blasted. And,
well, we're talking about Jack Terricloth from the World Inferno Friendship Society right now, and Jack had the sharpest tongue. Jack had like many phrases. Tons of them lyrics, but like many phrases or Jackisms that he would say, and one of them is something that I quote all the time. I never worry, I never hurry, which is completely actually inaccurate about myself, and I always just quote it because
wishful thinking.
I always wanted to be a little bit like Jack. I wish I was that fucking cool. I wish that that was because it wasn't an act. That was just who Jack was through and through, and
you hear about him, and it's like, when I think of Jack, like he's at this just in the corner of the bar, the darkest bar, and like, man, that is pretty cool. If that's your mythos, never hurry, never worry, just the guy in the corner of the bar somehow is getting through life like that, hats off.
Or all the world is a stage dive. Don't crap out. Live your life like that. Live it.
All the world's a stage dive. All right, so I don't have much music from 2020, so I had to bring some of my label's own crappy stuff in here. But this is cool. This is a French oi band from Lyon, France.
I love it.
Yeah, oi in France is popular. I've tried to tell people this, and it's a thing. French oi is popular.
The first time we toured to France against me in 2003, I remember being surprised at the amount of French skinheads that would come out.
Yeah. So anyhow,
non-racist skins.
Not racist skinheads. That's a thing. These guys they're medieval themed, and they wear helmets. And so when Brenda and I were first approached with this band, like French oi, and you into the Middle Ages, we got to just to be clear, we're not doing any of this nationalist stuff, and they're not. They're on the right side of things. This band is called Flow. So we'll see if it plays. Maybe it will. So far, so good. You hear anything?
I like it.
Yeah, it's great. This is very aggressive oi music.
Minimalist.
Wait, I think you hear the chimes of battle. It started. Oh, that's it.
Slow build. Who is that again?
Flo. F-L accent E-A-U. It's a French. It's got a certain, je ne sais quoi about it. Yeah, they're from Lyon, France. Again, the food capital of France. If I've made inroads to the food capital of France, then we've accomplished everything we wanted to with this putting out the 7-inch, because that's the plan.
I like it.
And we love France.
We do, yeah. And if it's not French oi music, then it's just sparkling shaved heads.
Beautiful French, glowing, perfect boots and braces.
Okay, my turn. I want to play a relatively new band, but they're old friends of mine. A friend of mine, Dave Diem, who I think is in the chat now, and a friend of mine, Drew DeMaio, who are old Gainesville people, and now they live in the New York, Brooklyn area. I'm not sure specifically where, but they have a new band called Le Péché and a new record out, and I love this song off of it. The video is really cool. It features the singer dancing across one of the bridges in the New York area, and watching it, I'm like, that just seemed like it had to have been so uncomfortable, and you are nailing this right now. So it's very cool. But anyway, this is the song Elbow Grease.
It's not so
knows if I quite. Yes, I do. I look for you in crowds, I don't know where you are. Man, uphill to the gills, prowling through bars. You are Mr. the man of his mark. I hope that you know. No, that's who I. Let's now speak of a great man who lived their life just as they would have it. Let's now speak of a great man who lived their life just as they would have it. I will give my life just to hang out with you one more day. We got a country between us and our age. We got a different set of asses, but all rage. It made me less lonely and it helped me. Conventions it broke your nose. Hey, man, can't pretend no hey, hey. The past prejudices are just right. I want you to know that it matters, yeah. That you walk the walk and talk the talk, the talk, fuck the
shoe, and I'll come running back to you.
What was that?
That was Alex Orange Drink with the song How High. I think Alex sings in the band The So-So Glows,
Oh,
if you're familiar with them.
Yeah, I've seen that stuff. They're New Yorkers.
Yeah. I ran into them on the street one time at random. They were like, Laura. And I was like, who are you? But then they reminded me. I was like, oh, yeah. But I'm
And you
terrible
had
with
some
that shit.
Gainesville homies in there, too.
Yes, LePeche, old Gainesville friends. Drew DeMaio from that band actually sold me my very first SM58 microphone, which we're speaking into right now. This is it coming full circle in life.
Wow. That's lore right there. So I'm going to play a song that is only a month old, which is weird, right? I bought this song. So it was my homegirl's birthday last month, and she's in medicine. And are you familiar with Chris Cresswell of the Flatliners?
I'm very familiar with.
He's
I love
a sweetheart, Canadian sweetheart. And Chris was doing this thing where you can write a song for you. I was like, oh my gosh, Daisy would love for me to get a Chris song about her. And of course, you have to give him some details. I was like, this is all the stuff she does at the hospital about all the gross stuff she does with babies. And anyhow, it's not easy to get a Chris song because I tried it in the past. And he's like, dude, I only do like 6. I'm booked. And I'm thinking like, but it's I know you. We're friends, you know. But how you can't you not what me? So I finally got in there this year. We got a song from Chris Cresswell. It's for Daisy's birthday, which I know is nothing sacred.
He presses them on vinyl too, or like
So
you just did that?
yeah, I got this, and then for like another $50, you can get a vinyl version. So here it is, the vinyl. It's called HCQ, which stands for Healthcare Queen. I think it's gonna work. Here we go. But it's a sweet song. Thank you, Chris, if you're watching, and you're not, but thanks anyhow. Here goes. Oh yeah.
Why don't you sleep the day away? Those feet that need washing can wait till the next sunrise. You see, lately I've really just been blown away with how much you've been digging in with that vacuum on a baby. Teach me how to say I wanna look bottom me in the Spanish you picked up in between those surgeries. Just when I thought school was only for nerds, you've got me scarfing down the words. If I choke, you can save me. Teach me how to say I got a lobotomy in the Spanish you picked up in between those surgeries. You are the healthcare queen whose dedication believes you shine a light through all this darkness. Yeah. Steady steps right through emergency. Yeah. I hate to ask, but could you wash my feet? Oh, pretty place.
Well, I've been sleeping in my car, been moving fast but it seems I ain't gone far, and I can't believe all what I am and what I used to be. I'm barely a man and living hard. Well, my father killed himself, but my mother hit the bar. Well, ain't it funny? Ain't it funny how the world has set you free? I spend my whole life wondering why I'm down. I don't feel easy if the blues don't come around, in my face don't look right without a frown. Well, if you can't swim, you better learn to drown. Well, I've been stealing all my meals. I've been getting by. Every time the well runs dry, I tell myself, if it don't kill me, then I guess I'll never die. Well, I've been acting like a mule, 'cause I'd rather hear you laugh than to be here with my mind and all my thoughts. Well, I guess I'll always be the laughing fool. I spend my whole life wondering why I'm down. I don't feel easy if the blues don't come around, in my face don't look right without a frown. Well, if you can't swim, you better learn to drown. I thought about closing the door and ending it all like my father did before, but it ain't worth all the people who won't see me anymore. Well, there ain't much that lasts too long. All the rights that I took wrong, all the lefts that still ain't gone, we'll be here, hearing my sad bastard song. I spend my whole life wondering why I'm down. I don't feel easy if the blues don't come around, in my face don't look right without a frown. Well, if you can't swim, you better learn to drown.
great hate, but that's so baby. And that's fine, that's the way you wanna play a good cartoon characters ain't no right to get so mad, to get so mad. Glamour.
Okay, so that was shit.
The
That was
Lillingtons.
Not shit. The Lillingtons was 72 hours, and you put out
right.
this record.
That's right. I put it out a couple weeks ago. Oh, hot off the press. The Lillingtons. It's a tribute album to NMU. It's also a benefit for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, or also colloquially known as the Lifeline. So proceeds are going to that. The singer of NMU took his own life years ago. He was a really tight bud with all of us at Fat Records and at San Francisco. Good person. So, but still, a lot of bands are still covering those songs. And, it goes without saying, if you need help, there are resources for that sort of thing. And proceeds of that are going to the Lifeline. What else was in there? You had some more World Inferno?
Yeah, before that was another World Inferno song. Yeah.
I talked to Devin from Cobra Skulls yesterday because they toured with Against Me and World Inferno. That was like the first Cobra Skulls tour ever. And Devin to this day like kind of laments it. He's telling me like, we were so green for that tour. We were not ready. We just put a record out. We never really toured, but they were on it. And he was talking about Jack Terricloth, and he was saying very gentle with him. And that's got to be, especially for those kids who are like in way over their head on a tour. And the way Devin describes is like, Against Me wasn't just like the headliner. They were on mainstream radio at the time. They had done the major label thing, and it was charting, and the video was everywhere. It was just a whole thing. I'm sure it was obviously more of a thing for you because you were there, and your band was like the focal point of all that.
Well, I feel, to be honest, I feel ashamed of myself for the way that I behaved on that tour. And also, Sage Francis was on that tour too. So it was like a 4-band bill. And, I don't think anyone should have ever headlined over the World Inferno Friendship Society. They should have closed any show they did. And as you said at the time, like, that was Against Me major label days, had a video out, whatever, all those trappings. But we were on a bus. Everyone else is driving around in vans.
Right.
So we were just completely detached from the tour. And here we are on tour with like old friends, and we're being the rock stars in the bus while they're like, 12, 15 people, I forget how many were with them there on a van, showing up on the Cramp stage because we're the band that, your backline set. I think they were first. No, Cobra Skulls, then them, then Sage Francis. But, the biggest band being squished on stage who should have been headlining the whole thing.
Right.
And I wish I could go back and do that tour again and just actually like have been a real person and hung out,
At least the way Devin recounts it, and, Devin just says that everyone was very kind, but Jack specifically was very thoughtful with his praise and very gentle. It's that was a good tour. I remember it. I'm going to play something from a Portland rock and roll band.
Cool.
This band is called the Death Ridge Boys. Great name. I assume a sort of hat tip or fuck you to the Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know the Oak Ridge? You don't know the
I
Oak
know
Ridge
the
Boys?
name. I don't know the Oak Ridge Boys.
Is
that a band or is that a TV
no, it's
show?
like dumb hillbilly '90s country shit.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Death Ridge Boys. They're a
Is that
Portland.
like that? Give me the beat, boy. Play the soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll.
Exactly. You nailed it. But yeah, the Death Ridge Boys. Somebody from my friend Justin from Australia hit me to this band, and they're like oi music as well. See, you tried to stump me with this only new music shit, but trust me, I will find old oi, new oi to ruin your show with. It's got that thing that we kind of know and expect from Portland, it's got that little bit of From Ashes Rise or Defiance or some of this crusty stuff. Is Portland the crustiest town?
Tragedy.
Yes, tragedy. Yeah. Is Portland the crustiest town?
I think it's like a stronghold, same way of like the dream of the 90s is alive in Portland. Like I think the crusty dream is still very much alive in Portland. Yeah.
Well, this is the Death Ridge Boys. The song is called "Boots on the Street." It's short. It's fine. Everybody, it's new music. You'll survive. See if it works. Is it working? Uh-oh. Playing.
There we go.
Yeah.
No life, it just happened. And I drag my balls from time to time, seeing your face in every beer-soaked room, writing songs on a stranger's floor. We're not broken or damaged, we're poisoned by love. I'm just a straight lines away from home. I don't think I'll make it on my own. I'm just a straight lines away from home. I don't think I'll make it on my own. A little bit of poison, a little bit of medicine, a little bit of heartbreak to make me feel anything. It took a little bit of poison, a little bit of medicine. It took a little bit of heartbreak to make me feel anything. Who would have thought I'd fight left in me? I'm just a straight lines away from home. I don't think I'll make it on my own. I'm just a straight lines away from home. I don't think I'll make it on my own. Yeah! We like to think that life's a dream, that all that makes us less than's a camera on TV screen. But what if waking up meant turning yourself off? Would what you're left to live with still be close enough? Would looking at ourselves through a different kind of lens than glass or plastic drive us to the edge of insanity? And still that red eye in the sky keeps blinking on and off and on, a sinking feeling manifested in the dark. We're all uneasy, knowing that we're watched, yeah, we're uneasy, desperate to control how we appear to ourselves. It's hollow comfort knowing we're not alone.
politically minded, here's something I want to say about the state of the nation and how they treat us today. In school they give you shit, they'll toss you in a pit, and you try to get out, but you're stuck in it. Well, do they owe us a living? Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they do. Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they fucking do. Well, the living that sold me, I'm never gonna get. The whole country's drowning up to our necks in debt. If you're different, they bust your head. Could care less if you were dead. They'd rather see you drop out than get ahead. Well, do they owe us a living? Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they do. Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they fucking do. Could care less what the people think. They keep us watching TV so we don't think. They treat you like a target for what they want to sell, and if you don't want it, oh well. Well, do they owe us a living? Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they do. Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they fucking do. Owe us a living? Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they do. Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they do. Owe us a living? Of course they fucking do.
One, two, three, four. My town, it looks like yours. One down, worn out, all shut doors, broken windows, empty halls, but no one gives a fuck at all. My town, it looks like yours. Never rains, it only pours. No man's land, the people force, when no
spat your dog shit on the street. You kick the roses with your feet. You punch each other in the teeth. You drink until you all fall down. You piss all over sacred ground. You hate yourselves and you hate me.
Okay, we're talking about right now how the only reunion show that matters anymore
That's
is
what you are saying.
Operation Ivy playing at Riot Fest
Yes,
2023. You heard
Why
it here
not?
first.
You heard it here first. Yeah, it would be great to have Operation Ivy reunite. You were also saying it'd be great to get the Sex Pistols back together. I
I
think.
was
What-
not
Oh, okay,
saying
okay.
that.
Sorry. I misheard that. Yeah, there's not much left in terms of big punk reunions. Operation Dead Kennedys with Jello, and even that I'd feel uncomfortable with that too. I'd feel, they'd hate it. I want if you're gonna reunite, be kind of stoked.
When I was 13, 14 years old, like last year of middle school, first year of high school, me and my friends used to get high in the woods, and then we would be driven around in this Ford Ranger by this character named John Lindsay. And John Lindsay would blast the Dead Kennedys and just like do the craziest shit, like driving through people's yards, like doing 70 miles an hour down residential streets while screaming along to the Dead Kennedys, high out of his mind. And it was some of the most terrifying experiences I've ever had in my life. And anytime I hear the Dead Kennedys, I'm immediately brought
That's
back
the
there.
Dead Kennedys Buzz Bomb song is about that, practically terrorizing the neighborhood.
On a similar tip, unless you had something you wanted to hear, there's a new Bad Religion song that I thought was pretty
Okay.
good. And my association with Bad Religion, anytime I hear them, because they all the songs sound the same in a good way, But when I was like 14 years old, I had a really bad mushrooms trip, and the Stranger Than Fiction album was on repeat, the CD,
Good record.
for about like 16 hours. And so anytime I hear Bad Religion, I'm immediately like
Brought
back
back
into that trip.
That trauma. The last band I toured with was on a Bad Religion tour, and that was really cool. And that band is truly incredible. And I was never like as much as I'm like a West Coast pop punk person. I didn't. They're incredible. And
Bad Religion, the band you were touring with.
Bad Religion. I was touring with the Lawrence Arms. I carry the Lawrence Arms boxes around for them when they tour.
Right.
So, but they got invited on this Bad Religion tour, and it was incredible. I mean, really class act, and
I love them. Jay Bentley is a sweetheart. He's great.
yeah, good songs. And that last record was pretty good. I want to hear this new one. So, without further ado,
All right, here's Bad Religion.
Spandrels of doubt, spasm of uncertainty, a world all inside out. Ubiquitous confusion, heads in the sand, self-appointed experts making claims they can't defend or even understand.
There's no need to say sorry. So you say to me, but I know it ain't easy to love me. It's harder now to breathe. Now that's the end of our story, and I don't wanna leave, but I don't think our time could outrun me. I still miss you only when I'm lonely. Big Dipper, long goodbye. We don't plan these things, no, they happen with time. You say, baby, please, but I know it ain't easy to love me, so I'll just let you be. I still miss you only when I'm lonely. Big Dipper, long goodbye. We don't plan these things, no, they happen with time. Big Dipper, alone tonight. We don't plan these things, no, they happen with time. It'll move too fast, and my conscience was blurred. I'll adapt to you, no more waiting my turn. Big Dipper, long goodbye. We don't plan these things, no, they happen with time. Do you love me the way that you used to? I'm a meteor shower of blue. I was stupid to think I was right for you. And I know that I'm not one to see it through, but I don't want to see you as someone new. Selfish. You can take it back, like I took back my word. Made a pact with you, and the whole world heard. Big Dipper, long goodbye. We don't plan these things, it'll move too fast, and my conscience was blurred. I'll adapt to you, no more waiting my turn. Big Dipper, long goodbye. We don't plan these things, no, they happen with time.
Hello? Hello, everyone? Very nice to see you all tonight. You look
Wild desperation, it ain't my goddamn thing. Well, I don't know if you can follow me, but let's see. Well, my friends, to the wide, to the stage, you all squander your precious, beautiful days. Well, that would make you a sucker. You don't want to be a sucker. To the quitters and the haters, we never meet again. Remember when? Oh, well, the stage dive. Oh, look loud. No, ain't nothing clown here to them. Under the clowns and over house. Let the fucking stage. They used to get so mad they had such a good thing that day. Of the earth, and they sort of went by. a bunch of whining jerks, people. To the whistles and the foreigners. We never meet again, you remember this. Oh, the world is a stage game. Oh, the world is a love. You're the one with the love, hey, love. And I want to get a cloud out of the house, and I want to stay. Will you come your deal? So glad you forget how it feels. Don't cry, I'm gonna lose your measure. Do not restrain. While you were testifying, I'm coming to your house to put you in the mouth. Love must stand. When it has no straight, all down the head. We're trying to battle tears with passion. We're spending it with egolite. Love must stand. Love must stand. One time I battle when I say now. Love must stand.
All right, that was World Inferno Friendship Society with All the World is a Stage Dive. We have like 20 minutes left. This time is flying by.
You know, it's interesting that the same weekend that we basically discovered aliens are here on Earth, that also Jack Terricloth disappeared at the same time. I don't know if anybody's put those two together, but perhaps Jack just went back to the mothership. Because
I read a quote. I forget who posted it, talking about they asked Jack if he believed in God, and his response to that was, "No, but I believe in a giant sense of humor," or something like that.
Pretty
which
good.
was completely appropriate. I
Yeah.
love it.
yeah, good on him on this Jack Terricloth. Yeah, like I said, it's just strange to think about making that transition from a New York hardcore band to like something. So the artistry of that, it's pretty cool, and you just don't see it very often. So it's a cool legacy to leave behind.
And still punk as fuck, frankly. Like
Yeah,
just
punk
doing
as
your
fuck.
own thing, being completely true to your own vision, like completely existing as a person who is like out of time and out of place, but also completely in the moment, is just like such a powerful combination. And somebody who is so truly one of a kind. And people, it almost like annoys me when I see people be like, well, we won't soon see the likes of them again. And like the soon part of that, because I don't think that there'll ever be anyone like him personally. But that's what I have to say about that. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry he's gone.
Yeah.
But we got, as I was saying, like 18 minutes left. Play a couple other new things, and then also just play some more World Inferno Friendship Society. And I'm sorry that I'm not as active in the chat room today, but I'm really enjoying hanging out with you, Toby.
Hey, that's cool. It's nice to see other humans now and then. Yeah, I'm sorry I've been stealing Laura from the chat. You should hear the shit we are talking about out here. It ain't PG-13. We should release that. We should do like a record of our banter off air.
Yeah, I'm down.
Straight
Not
to
a
the top.
podcast, though. I can't fucking stand podcasts.
No podcast. This is it, Gary. This is all you got.
All right, I'm going to play some more old friends with a new band. My friend, do you know Pat from Creepoid? I feel like you would get along great with Pat from Creepoid.
Creepoid is from
Philly
where?
band.
Philly band.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, this is Pat's new band, Lovelorn.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to play. So that was
love-
the setup.
what
I
I'm
just
doing-
was asking if you knew him.
This
you
is
know?
terrific because I need new music in my life, and that's why we're here.
I'm going to keep going with the World Inferno Friendship Society block till it closes this out. But as we were talking here, I was thinking like, wow, like, you know, we've been going nonstop talking this whole time, and we aren't on any drugs.
True.
And we used to do a lot of cocaine together. So I can't even.
This is not true.
I cannot
Made that up.
imagine what
Yeah.
we actually were like, all coked up,
yeah.
talking about what we were
We
talking about.
probably solved a lot of the world's problems. I don't know what you're talking about. I tell you, I got Coke Zero, if that's what you're referring to.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, a lot of Coke Zero. I really appreciate you having me on here. And I like hearing new music, and it was cool to kind of pontificate about this World Inferno Friendship Society. But with that said, take it away, unless you have anything else you want to say.
Just World Inferno Friendship Society forever. I'll close out with that.
Free Palestine.
If we should be arrested or before we sleep, well, I'll see you outside in a few days, oh, in a few weeks. And if you should be shot, well, time to escape, well, I know that for the lie that's written on its face, well, alright. It will be because we got lazy and forgot to get away. When we were young, you were the best thing going, and I struggled mightily to keep my hands to myself. Watch you stuck down the street, tell everyone to go to hell with a dash of the anger, smile of the lip. I see you in the street and grasped you gently by your arm and said, hey, I got a crush. You caught in both my eyes and you gave me a push. You said, hey, you got one back, and the room can't end with a flash of the anchor, style of the lip. I see you in the street and gasp. Your boyfriend got upset. He punched me squarely in my snout. He said, hey, you got it dead. I turned my eyes on the slits and I gave him a kick. I said, hey, you want one back? And the room can't end with the flash of the anchor, smile of the lip. I see you in the street and yes, 'cause only anarchist time, only anarchist time, only anarchist time. The fire of love, it won't let me. So steal it like a toy and give it like a gift. To break this down into cash to list. Punks, skins, Latin kings, I'll call you brother. Oh, why don't you rain?